You ever walk into a home that just whispers, hey, this is it? This one right here doesn't whisper it. It flexes it. Let's go check it out. So grateful to have you back on the channel today, and I really appreciate you taking the time. Got an amazing home tour for you today. If you've ever wondered what a model home looks like when the designer goes all in, this right here is your answer. In today's video, we're gonna get a deep dive perspective of this brand new model home built by GFO Homes here in the Heights of San Gabriel. In today's video, we're gonna get a deep dive perspective of the Kennedy plan. And as we do always here on the channel, let's take a good look at the elevation. This right here is a striking elevation. To your left right here would be the garage and a future driveway, but you got really nice, beautiful landscape they've done out here and a beautiful limestone with a contrasting stucco color that really looks good in this particular elevation of the Kennedy plan. I'm very excited to show you in today's home tour what one of the most popular two-story plans built by GFO Homes. There's a reason why this particular home has been one of the most popular plans ever built by GFO Homes in so many different communities. Right as you come up, take a look at this foyer. If this doesn't say, how you doing? I don't know what does. Because this is a phenomenal foyer. Right as I come in, I'm gonna close the door behind me and we're gonna get into this amazing home tour. This is absolutely unbelievable. Right as you come in, we are gonna look at all the things that make this particular plan one of the most popular, and I mean popular, two-story plans built by GFO Homes. This plan is built in so many different communities, you would be surprised. And it is a very special plan because this particular plan has been a model home in countless communities all throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex and Austin, Texas. The only two markets where GFO Homes builds their properties. This is an absolutely beautiful plan that has a lot of natural light. And we're gonna look at all the different aspects of this home that really make it feel absolutely special. But as you know, everything always begins right here in the kitchen. Ladies and gentlemen, you have an amazing kitchen that is an absolute statement piece in this particular plan. This Kennedy plan is 5 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, and over 4,200 square feet. And there is spaces for everyone. And this home is really dressed to the nines from a design standpoint. And I really like looking at model homes from the standpoint of just what you can do from a design standpoint. It really is a blank canvas of all the different things that you can do that make a home special and make a home feel like you have tremendous design. Just take a look at how open this plan is. You know, GFO Homes builds plans that are like this in terms of a 2-story living area in all the facets of the kitchen, the dining area, the living area. They have a plan called the Harrison plan that is similar to this, a little bit smaller, but it just feels this open. But nothing really replicates the Kennedy plan. First and foremost, take a look at this center island. You have beautiful veining in the quartz countertop that really is plenty of functional counter space that can really set the tone for how a kitchen will look and feel for years to come. You know, one of the things that we always talk about here on the channel, I listen to a lot of comments, we talk about spaces. spaces between the sink area and the range. And this right here, I feel is an adequate size. This particular refrigerator is not completely flush. It is not a counter depth refrigerator. If you had one in this particular example, it would make it a little bit free flowing because you do have that control panel lip with the high end GE range that sticks out as well. You know, all these kind of things really sometimes are things that prevent us from having the space we need in between the sink and the range area. But one thing I really like about this particular setup, and I've seen it a lot here on the channel, and I'm glad to see builders adopt this more often, is how the sink and how the range are not centered. Centered from the standpoint, centered with each other. Because sometimes what happens is when someone's making the meals and another person is prepping or washing dishes or whatnot, you know, they're bumping into each other. When you have something like this that's offset, but the range is obviously centered with the vent hood, it just gives you that chance to have a little bit more wiggle room. And I really, really like that. Take a look at this right here, where you have the backsplash and the quartz all one, where it just flows so beautifully and so eloquently because the veining that you have within this movement of this countertop that is just makes it so much easier for maintenance. You don't have to worry about sealing grout lines. You don't have to worry about splatter. It's just an easy wipe and easy to maintain because for years, you just have to worry about putting in a new, you know, strip of silicone. It makes it that much easier. You got double ovens in this setup of GE Cafe appliances and a microwave right on top of those double ovens. I would love to know in the comments, what do you think about the microwave? Is it too high? Because it's one of those where, for me, it's perfect. But I'd love to know what you think. If you're like, hey, you know what? It's a little high. I don't want to be doing gymnastics here in the kitchen. As I take a couple steps back, you got plenty of cabinetry. I'm talking, you know, large cabinets here at the bottom. You got these 42-inch uppers and then cabinets on top of cabinets. In this home, you're going to see a lot of great storage. One of the areas where I feel could have been even more improved is the pantry. You'll notice here, you do have optional areas for space, but this right here, I'm going to take a couple steps back before we look at that pantry, because right here to the right, this is a really great space that can be, you know, I've had clients who built this plan, have made this a bar area, have made this a coffee station, because here later on in the video, I'll show you exactly where the office is and what some of my clients did with the space directly behind me, which is an ultimate flex area. But this right here is a space for what could be additional pantry, because this right here straight ahead is all the pantry we have. So in a plan like this, that's over 4,200 square feet, would love to know what you think here on the channel about the space, because as we go all the way to the top right here, this is the entire pantry. So I want to make sure I show you that. Always want to show you everything, but directly kind of across right over here, you have additional storage. So I've seen it done in another house where this wasn't enough, but creatively, the plan was so perfect in many ways, they felt imperative. Hey, you know what? We will just add extra shelving right here. So right here underneath the staircase, you got a lot of great space that currently obviously is a coat closet, but you got space where you have these signs all the way. So you can definitely add more not cabinets, but more shelving in here to be in addition to your pantry space. Because straight ahead right here, you have the garage. And then right here, you have the mud area that has, once again, additional cabinetry. You know, this right here, I believe is really good because we all need, let's be honest, we all need that catch-all drawer, right? We need that space where we can definitely put things when I'm coming out from this door, quickly from the garage and right into the house. I'll quickly just show you this real quick. But this right here, this would be the garage, currently used as an office. This plan is built as a 2-car garage. However, there are some lots from a wood standpoint that would be able to accommodate a 3-car garage. But I wanted to be able to show you That is a 2-car garage. Right as you walk in, this would be your vantage point of a mud area. And, I tell a lot of my clients who build from scratch, when you're building this particular plan, try to add a receptacle right here. Because let's be honest, so many of our kids, they got all these things they need to charge, laptops and iPads and all these things. And, the backpack's in one place, straight ahead, as you see in the center of your screen, but the computer's way over here, and they're just leaving stuff. They're leaving a breadcrumb of everything. It's just great to have a receptacle right here where everything is in one spot. Once they've done their homework, and everything can be resting in one spot, easy. So in the morning, we're not running around trying to find, hide and go seek with where's the laptop and where's this, where's that. This laundry room area, one of the structural upgrades that I really like about this laundry room area is right across from here is the primary closet. So you don't have to take the hamper all the way around. You can just simply bring it in, and you got the laundry room area right here. I'm going to close this door so you get an idea of this is the space here within. So it's kind of tight. I'm going to take a couple steps back, but you got cabinets here on the top, and you got really good functional counter space with the quartz right here, and then cabinets and drawers right below. So I kind of wish that the utility room was a little bit larger, because a lot of my clients do tell me, hey, Abbi, we'd love to have the utility room big enough where we can have functional counter space so we can actually fold clothes, so we can actually utilize the space. Because sometimes some of these utility rooms are an afterthought, and they're not as big as they should be. But you know what is as big as it should be? Is this right here. Because this is one of my favorite vantage points of the Kennedy plan. It's standing right here, right by these double ovens and that microwave that's on a mountain. I'm standing right here, and it is just amazing with natural light. Natural light, how open it is. And as you see, when the furniture is all laid out, you can see how this plan really comes to life. And really it feels cozy, it feels executive, and it feels absolutely inviting. Could you imagine having get-togethers here and parties here? Because this right here, this plan, it's definitely invites the vibe of, hey, you know what? Let's have a good time. Let's relax, and let's, open up these sliders, have the outside, inside, all one free-flowing space. And then you got a dining area like this. This dining area, what I love about this is we're not forced upon what kind of table do we have to have right here. You can have any kind of table you want when you have a space like this. I've had clients who have a large circular diameter table that has a lazy Susan right in the middle, and a very large where you could fit eight chairs, just like you see in this example, where there's 8, but it's tight. This particular example of how these designers did this doesn't leave a lot of elbow room. But from the standpoint of space, I'm going to take a little step right here. From the standpoint of space, you can really see and you can visualize is how much space you really do have, where this table could definitely be wider and it can be a lot longer. You can have a square, rectangle, whatever you need in a space like this. I'm going to turn around because I really want to show you this family room where I love these windows. These windows where you have this electric fireplace, sits a nice little ambiance. You got the TV hung right there, and you got this tile all the way to the top. I wish I knew exactly what size tile that is, because it is really, really nice. It's very, very pretty, and it's very, very striking. This plan is something special, and I love these windows. The way you have these 2 windows offset, and then these 2 windows right above, transom windows that emit a really nice, beautiful, natural light. We're going to work our way from the front of the house, and we're going to come to the back of the home where I'll show you the covered patio and the primary bedroom. I'll save those here for the end. But take a look at this right here. This is really, really pretty. And as you come in right here, what makes this plan really cool and really unique is kind of having this, rotunda is, and I see a lot of builders who do rotundas that are in the, at the very top. where people don't see it. This right here, you see it, you feel it. You walk into the Kennedy plan and you walk through this space. And look at the way they did this right here. I love this design of how you have an accent color. You got that little tray, and then you got this beautiful light fixture, and then this wallpaper right here. It is really, really pretty by having all these different contrasting kind of, colors and fabrics. It's really, really pretty. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna show you here real quick. This was that area where I've had clients who have built this plan, have done this as a bar or coffee area. And the thing that's really unique is this right here. You got this amazing flex space that is really special. This can be so many things. I've had clients that have made this a large barn door where you can come in, and this could be the media room downstairs. This particular plan, the way they've done it, the media room's upstairs. But if you're entertaining and the kids want to have their space and you want to have yours, this is a really cool flex space that you can use any which way. I've also had a client who built this plan who made this a second office. Both husband and wife work from home, and they felt that this particular space would be really utilized because you got these really nice, beautiful windows as another office. Take a look at the design right here and what they did with this bookcase. Really love the millwork and the idea of how this is executed. This is really, really nice. I love this color. Kind of looks like a little bit of a blue and a purple kind of mixed together. It is really, really something striking in person. And the millwork here, fantastic. What a beautiful idea, executed really, really well. And as you come up right into the front, into this foyer, this right here is really, really pretty. Love this right here. You got the 8-foot door, and then you have these transom windows right as you come up. And then the design, somebody was at the door, so I wanted to make sure that I could give them instructions on what I was doing and whatnot. It happens sometimes, so apologize for the little bit of the stop. But as I get my bearings again, I wanted to show you right as you walk into this plan, you got this beautiful console table, and you got this really nice open space because these double doors lead into what's designed as your primary office. So this right here, you have your primary office, you have a powder room directly adjacent to there, but this is a really good size office. And I love this right here, how you got the can lights, you got speakers, and you got this beautiful light fixture. I mean, it really, really looks like a beautiful office. And then you got bedroom number 5 right down here. It's really important in this particular plan because it's 5 bedrooms, 4.5 bath, well over 4,200 square feet, that you gotta have 2 bedrooms down. This right here is really, really something because I think it's really important and really great to see a plan when it has furniture. This way we don't have to picture, hey, how will it look? Will there be enough space? You're gonna get a really good idea in this video of how much space I'm walking left to right, so you can really see from walking in. You got these beautiful white oak floors. Walking in, how much space does it look? Does it feel? Because it's very, very important. When we build a house, we build that forever home, we want to make sure that we have all the right spaces within the plan. So this particular room is a nice room. You got a great bedroom right here. But I want to show you the space between the dresser and the bed to see what you think. If it's enough space, or could the furniture be a little bit less bulky? But I'll be honest with you, the furniture itself, the headboard, is really nice. It's not very bulky. So it tells you how much space you do have. This closet, absolutely great. Really good space. This is a real walk-in closet. I walk into a lot of homes daily where this closets just aren't that big. And this right here, really nice closet. I'm gonna take a step right here so you're gonna get a really good perspective of this is how much space you would have, walking area. As these drawers, as we open them, you're kind of gonna have to do that side maneuver where you can't just walk up to the dresser and get your belongings out. You're gonna have to walk to the side, open it up, and then get what you need out because there's just not a lot of space for ingress and egress. But want to make sure I show you all these different things. As we walk in here to the ensuite bath, take a look at this tile. This is a beautiful tile, 12 by 24. And I love it when they do this. When you take the tile all the way to the top, you got this really pretty tile, and thank you for going all the way to the top, because when you're building your home from scratch, I would love for you to do this. Spend a little bit of extra material, take it all the way to the top, and it's gonna make the space feel that much larger than it really is. And it is a phenomenal thing to do in design that sometimes I don't always explain it to you. I wanna make sure here on the channel, I tell you all the things that I do when I build homes and when I help my clients who build homes from scratch every day. So really nice. I love the countertop here, kind of like a grayish quartz. They did a really good job of design in this particular home. We saw the study, we saw this bedroom number 5, and right across, I think it's located perfectly right by, I'm standing here in the study, you have your powder room downstairs. Really nice powder room. Some of these powder rooms, you got enough space for a pedestal sink, and that's about it, We got a light bulb out, but that's about it. There's not a lot of space. This right here is a really nice powder room. Love the space. Take a look at this wallpaper. Is this amazing or what? You got all these different colors in here. I mean, this is really nice. And when you see the light bounce off that from the can light, it is really something. They pick some beautiful design elements in these homes. Really nice. I love this right here, how this kind of flares out, how the staircase just flares out. Starts off as a normal staircase right at the very top, but then it flares out at the bottom. That helps. As we got these, large pieces of furniture, it really helps. Just hit the door stopper. This really helps. As we come up here, just take a look at this right here, because you got ample space. If you got a family and you're like, hey, you know what? The kids gonna have their spaces upstairs. We're gonna have our space down here. I mean, take a look at this. Look at the vantage point from up here. Here in the Kennedy plan, this is the thing that I absolutely love. Every time I walk into this plan, I always stand in these certain spaces where we were downstairs by those double ovens, and right here at the corner of this kind of Juliet balcony, if you will, because this right here, I mean, this home feels so much larger than the 4,200 square feet. It is a phenomenal floor plan. As I stand back, take a look at this right here. You got a landing, you got a game room up here, you got a media room. I mean, 3 different bedrooms. I mean, all types of space. This is really pretty. As I show you this particular vantage point from right here at the very top of the staircase, take a look at this right here. It is a stunning foyer. Right as you come up, doesn't feel like a hallway. You don't feel sandwiched. You feel like, you know what? I got ample space. And these bedrooms up here, I think you're really going to be impressed, because they're a really great size. Take a look at this. Right as you come up into this, this is a secondary room, ladies and gentlemen. A secondary room that has this much space. That room downstairs that we were in, bedroom number 5, definitely the smallest room in the house. And I would have loved to see that room, if I'm being extra picky, a little bit bigger, because when you have a room like this is absolutely perfect. But if you got parents and they can't do those stairs down, you can't take the stairs up and down, it's nice having a room that has this kind of size. This neighborhood of Oaks, Heights at San Gabriel, can't get the words out of my mouth today. It is an absolutely phenomenal community. And I'm gonna go into deep dive into the community as well. I just wanted to show you, just from a space standpoint, as I pan right to left, just how large of a room this is. And this plan, it just 4,200 square feet, but I walk homes every single day, and there's some homes where, I don't see the space. And there's some homes that I could be like, yeah, it feels just about that space. This home, I'll be very honest with you, this home feels so much bigger than 4,200 square feet. I'm going to go into a little bit of detail now about the neighborhood. But before I do, I want to show you this. This is really cool about this plan. We're about to go through a Jack and Jill bath that has a double vanity. But here's the great thing. If you got kids that are growing up, each one has their own linen closet. And I really, really like that, because sometimes they'd have to share a linen closet. But the way this setup is, on both sides, you got a really nice linen closet, exactly this size all the way. Plenty of shelving. You know, they thought about so many things in this particular plan. Very impressed. You got this kind of marble chip 12 by 24 tile that is really, really nice. And then, as I mentioned, you got this double vanity, grayish quartz. You know, you don't see that very often. You don't see in a Jack and Jill bath where you got double vanity. You know, sometimes I've walked into some rooms where the vanity is so small. Yeah, each child or each one would have their own. However, it was not a lot of space. It wasn't a lot of functional counter space. This right here, you got really good functional counter space. You know, in this tub, once again, love that they went all the way to the top. As you walk into this next room, I mean, it feels, you know, similar in size. I'm not 100% sure on the dimensions. It could be just a tad bit smaller, but a really good size room. Would love to know what you think. You know, this is what I expect to see when I see the bed frame, the foot of the bed, and the dresser having that much space. And speaking of space, take a look at these closets. I mean, they are really, really nice. All throughout this home, you got really good size closets that are, you know, very, very, you can grow into a house like this and feel like, you know what, I got plenty of space. Speaking of space, up here, that's all we have. All we have is space. Take a look at this. As I go left to right, now we're going to go into the entertaining part. We're going to see this amazing game room, into the media room, and then you're going to see the last bedroom up here, because you got 3 bedrooms up here. 3 bedrooms and 2 full bathrooms until we go downstairs. Look at the primary bedroom, and then we'll end off the tour outside. But take a look at this right here. This is really, really pretty. You know, once again, having great natural light here in the game room and having this kind of space where everybody can kind of do their thing. You know, they had a setup here where you can have a card table. You got extra couches here for the kids to hang out if they got their friends over. You know, everybody has their space in a home like this. This is really, really nice. I'm going to take a couple steps back just so I can give it really good perspective on just how large and open of a space this really is. This media room, while I love the space, I don't always agree with the selection of furniture that they did. Would love to know what you think. But from a space alone, very, very impressed. Take a look at this. This is a really good example of how a media room from a size standpoint should really look. I believe a media room should be this size. I know I walk into some of these media rooms and they're just not big, or they're a weird shape. And I'm like, how do you get stadium seating in here? Or how do you get the right kind of furniture in here? Because this right here, I absolutely love this. Having a wet bar with an extra refrigerator or wine fridge or a beverage fridge down here, and having all this cabinetry. And even having this wine right on top, little red wine right there. Really, really nice. Having this upper cabinetry. But this space right here, that's the only thing. If I'm being picky, just wish that the furniture layout here was a little bit different, because once again, it makes it kind of tough for ingress and egress to get to all the things that we're trying to do within that media room. Right here, before we go downstairs, we got the last bathroom and the bedroom. So you got really good space within this bedroom. I love the natural light. Based on the time of day it is, you're going to see it is really, really nice. But once again, I'm glad that they went with the tile all the way to the top. Really makes a difference. I hope you can see that whether you're looking at it on your TV or on your mobile device. It really is nice when you're going to take the tile all the way to the top. Really makes a difference. I'm going to turn the camera around just so you can see this particular room. You know, this is a beautiful, I got 2 daughters at home, and they would absolutely love a room like this. Not only for the colors, but they've just done a phenomenal job with design. Would you agree? Really, really pretty. Love this wallpaper, and love that little transom window. This is facing the front of the house, so that's why you have that window right there, which would be right kind of over the garage, and then you got these two beautiful operable windows right there. Really, really pretty. I'm gonna turn this camera around, show you one more time the vantage point from here down to the family room. Gonna show you the primary bedroom and an amazing spa-like bathroom that you can't miss. Definitely see that right now, and then we'll go outside and you'll see. This particular Kennedy plan, they have a Kennedy plan that is built right now at the time of this recording and for sale, priced right at $720,000 here in the community, and is ready to go, ready now. To build this home from scratch, if you were to build this home from scratch, it would be right at $694,000. So that particular home at $720,000, it has a lot of upgrades and it is a really good value. This particular model right now is not for sale. However, this exact home can be purchased in this community of Heights at San Gabriel. And when you see this primary bedroom, I think you're going to be impressed, because what they did from a design standpoint is absolutely amazing. Take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a really beautiful example of how a primary bedroom should be when you have epic tile, large nightstands like this, and beautiful light fixtures. And the light fixtures just don't stop, because what they've done here, literally across the bed, is absolutely beautiful. Take a look at this. It's like the entire wall back here. You got a really nice dresser that never ends. You got these teardrop pendant lighting, and you got this really nice kind of tray ceiling, if you will, a little bit, where you got this can lighting right underneath that. It is a beautiful example of what you can do with spaces to make it feel extra large and extra elegant. And speaking of elegant, take a look at your very own primary bath that literally feels like a high-end hotel. I'm gonna say, I used to work in the hotel business. This feels like a high-end Ritz-Carlton type of product that I've seen. This is really, really pretty. Love this linen look, 12 by 24 tile they selected here, and plenty of functional counter space for both his and her sink, with a makeup area right in the middle with these really two beautiful windows that you got right there. It is really, really pretty, really something special. As I pan right to left, take a look at this, where we have the freestanding tub, and then you have this really nice large shower. I would love to know what you think about this. Do you like a shower where you have a door, or are you okay with this kind of setup where you walk right in, you got a diverter valve, and then you got this beautiful bench right here, plenty of area right here, but it's a little bit far away from the water. So whether we're shaving or something like that, I wonder, but you know what, we have another bench. So I didn't get to quite see that. Really nice. I mean, this is a really nice shower when it's this large. You got these two good niches. Wish they were just a little bit smaller, larger, because we know that everything at Sam's and Costco, that Pantene bottle of shampoo and conditioner, it's definitely a lot larger, and we want to fit everything within this setup. As we come down here, you're gonna see a really nice closet that, I mean, you got all the space you want, where this can be the closet of your dreams, because you got a blank slate right here. This is really, really nice. Good space. And this is not it. You know, you think when you walk in, oh, that might be it. No, you got all this space right here. I'm gonna step inside, and you got all this space right here. Love that they went with these two large ensuite panels. Normally that's not normal. You have one large ensuite panel, but here with all this AV equipment, because this is the model home, they had to have all that extra space. So really, really nice. As I mentioned earlier, This is the structural upgrade they did, was you don't have to take a laundry basket all the way around from the bathroom and walk all the way around through the kitchen. You can come right through here. This just seems like something like makes a lot of logical sense. Just wish that countertop in there was just a little bit larger. A lot of my clients who build from scratch, you know, they tell me, hey, that utility room, we gotta have it larger. So this covered patio is really, really pretty. Take a look at this. This is absolutely stunning. Love the selections they made out here. We got this 12 by 24 tile, really nice stained and beaded ceiling here, where you got this can lights and a large fan. This is a beautiful covered patio. Here at the Heights at San Gabriel, ladies and gentlemen, the tax rate out here is really good, 1.81. Nominal HOA fee. The home is pretty much all electric in this community. What they do from a gas standpoint is basically the stove is propane. And from what the leadership team had mentioned to me is that the tank is about a 120 gallon tank. So I wanted to make sure I tell you that. But this particular plan, at the time of this recording, they have a home for sale in the community, a Kennedy plan, 5-bedroom, 4.5 bath, right at 4,200 square feet, and priced right at $720,000. This particular home, to build it from scratch, can be built for $694,000. If you have any questions at all about GFO Homes or this particular plan, feel free to reach out to me. Would love to be a resource for you. Really appreciate you taking the time. Look forward to bringing you the next video here on the channel and hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.